Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, denizens of the interwebs. I am kcStranger. This is the Crystal Tomb, and I am once again joined by, well, four of my, what's a good word, mellifluous players. As always, the Crystal Tomb is brought to you by Tractor Blend and by XSplit Broadcaster. One day I will make money from this advertisement. So, last time, the party did business with a band of curiously helpful drow elves. Sure, they may have tried to help themselves to a few trifles from the Feld Shawl, a spellbook here, a sending stone there, but they also revealed information useful for the party's mission. The Ashal were not merely seeking the vestiges of Alkadir, they had captured two individuals, Piotric Tumblewillow of Onset and Fiona Emberwisp of Rampart. They also learned that the Ashal had apparently been searching for Liriana Ferrandin and Loyal Sarandon, the latter of whom once traveled with the party. Just FYI, that second one was actually a PC. Regarding Liriana, the party learned that yet another temporal shift had undone some of their handiwork, where once they had retrieved Liriana from captivity among Quaggoths, now she remained captive in a city of mind flayers, allowing a certain GM to reuse plot lines. But don't worry, there will be twists. With a sigh, the party bid farewell to the drow, resolving to venture underground once more. As the party emerged onto the street and rounded a corner, they were hailed by Gelzo Kuzdelminor, a young dragonborn commander who had previously helped them get a boat when they retrieved Cenarion, the Spirit Stone. Beside him, walking with fast strides, was a halfling, and that is where we pick up. So, the halfling that you see is about 3 feet tall, appears middle-aged, with a salt and pepper beard that comes to a point in the middle of his chest. Actually unusual for a halfling, because halflings don't have much in the way of facial hair. You notice scars on his neck and under his right eye. You notice the right eye to be a golden yellow, in contrast to the green of his left. His clothes and gear seem standard enough, but despite not being experts on halflings, you get the sense that this one is aged pretty well. If you know what I mean. Gelzo greets you. Found you. Don't know what you were up to, don't need to know, but I'm duty-bound to introduce you to this fine gentleman. Do I find you well?
I mean, you seem to have done a fine job.
He looks up for a moment. I suppose so. Well, anyways, and he takes a small step back and gestures to his side. This is a new acquaintance of mine, recently introduced. This is Quizmiligus. Quizmiligus, meet Fowlin, Colleen, Maxis, and Kane. And he gestures to each of you in turn.
Hello.
All right, you're in.
Sorry.
Greetings. Quiz.
The Dragonborn steps in and says, I promise you everything can be explained, but, well...
Like the spelling?
He pauses for a moment. I'm sure. It's really none of my business, though. My part in this is over. So, farewell. I will see you around, I'm sure. At this moment, Kane sort of flags him down for a moment, and they exchange a few words together while the rest of you talk.
Was that his buddy from the guild?
No, that was a dragonborn.
They did seem to know each other. You're not 100% certain of their
I
relationship.
thought he had a Dragonborn buddy from the guild. Am I making that up?
Yeah, he did.
He did have a Dragonborn buddy. From what you know, you could conclude that he was from the guild, although you do not know that definitively.
But if we know Kane, yeah,
He doesn't.
he has no natural friends.
We're all on the same page.
Okay. So we're just standing here then.
Well, basically, they're sharing quiet words. He's just introduced you to someone you don't know very well yet. From what I gather, you're standing there staring at each other awkwardly.
I'd like to
Sir, what's your part in all this?
Well, from as far as I have understood, I'm supposed to aid you on your quest in order to get something for me.
We're on a quest to get something for you.
No, I'm supposed to help you complete your quest.
Oh.
You're merely a stepping stone in the path I'm headed on.
I look at Maxis and I say, we're just stepping stones.
That's that's a big ass rock, my dude. Who's gonna step on that stone?
Step on up.
Well, as a man who's slain the gods, I believe you're merely but a pebble in my path. I don't believe the Dragonborn gave me the proper introduction. I am the one who has slain gods, dragons, and felled many other powerful foes. And I ask that you all revere me as Quizmiligus the Almighty.
Insight check?
I mean, what?
It appears.
Are you
Right?
looking to, like...
Very
Like,
What
what are
else
you
can
trying to
it
get
be?
out of this insight check? Also, hello, Kane.
Is he full of bullshit?
Okay. Kane rolled
No,
insight,
you like us.
Quizmiligus
Yeah.
rolled deception. FYI for Quizmiligus, I use deception as the generic, like, are people able to read you check.
I'm glad Kane joined right as I was going on that rant.
So the way that I'm gonna play this is, Kane, you've asked.
I'm loading in.
You've asked Gelzo the question about the sheath that he gave you. He has confirmed that the fact that it is warm, in fact, means that you have been under the effect of some sort of divination magic this entire time. You're not quite sure what to make of that yet. But just as you were sort of wrapping up that interaction, you heard Quizmiligus' introduction, and you sort of spin around and are kind of like, Halfling say what? So yeah, go and give me that dank insight check when you get there.
I completely forgot about the sheath thing again. It makes me so happy every time we talk.
So that's a 15 because of my reliable talent.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, all the same, you look at him, you feel like he should be full of shit, but you can see no visible sign that he is full of shit.
Impressive. I didn't see his roll, guys. I don't know how bad I lost that check. I was just saying.
I know,
Load
it's
it- load it
just
again.
joking. It's just funny.
Yeah, I lost that.
Colleen, do you want to, introduce, just talk to the god slayer over here?
What does Millie look like?
What does he look like?
Yeah.
Quizmiligus?
Yeah, 3 foot tall halfling, middle aged,
Oh,
salt and
okay.
pepper beard.
Alright.
Just think of a really short, semi-eviler Gandalf. If that helps.
So, like,
How evil was
a
Gandalf?
new short person.
and he has just an air of confidence of him that's unrivaled.
Does
If
he
that
have
helps.
any discernible weapons or anything on him?
I mean, are you hiding your gear at all? I mean, other than the usual.
I have to remember what you gave me. I probably just have the. So there, you would notice, very tightly kept to his left side. There's a book, kind of hanging off of his belt, and he kind of walks with a what would be to you guys as like just a rod. He kind of uses it as a walking stick.
Besides that, he's got a pack on his back. If you
Yeah.
if you want to
No,
try to look for anything more, you can give me perception. But yeah.
Wait. Okay. Kane would have also probably said this sooner. He was like, guys, someone's tracking us.
What are you talking about?
The sheath I show him, the sheath tells me if someone is like trying to divine. That's what he said, right? To divine, yes. And someone's divining.
So, wait. Does that thing just go off when anyone's using magical means to find you?
I look at the Dragonborn. Is that what divining is?
Oh wait. I'm sorry. I was concentrating on something else. What's the question?
Kane's asking a dumb question that the answer is yes to. It's
Okay. He
what's
just
divining.
nods.
Yeah, no, that seems to be a real problem.
Now, Casey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would detect magic do anything to like trace it back, or is that simply to discern if magic is happening?
It basically gives you an aura of any object or area that's being affected by magic, and it tells you the nature of the magic.
Okay.
Like generally, it'll tell you like divination, necromancy, enchantment, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We have to figure out who's tracking us. We have a lot of enemies. Colleen, do you know of any magics to like trace back to be divining us?
By the way, Colleen totally knows what's happening because I told her exactly what I was doing when I had to go find Kane that one time.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So is this the Maxis is tracking Kane?
Yes.
And Kane's worried about it.
But he was tracking Kane since before Kane got the item, so it's always been warm, and Kane just found out it's not supposed to be warm.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't fucking disappear all the goddamn time.
Hey, man.
It's for cuddling.
At this moment, as you're all like discussing something completely unrelated, the Gelzo kind of steps back in and says, and sort of looks at Quizmiligus, looks at the rest of you, and says, "Do you guys have this?"
No, but if someone's tracking us, I gotta figure out who it is before you do it. Want them following us and attacking us when we're weak or unprepared.
He says,
Do you have
"Well,
any idea?
unfortunately, the enchantment just tells you whether you're being tracked. So, be careful. See you later." He looks down at Quizmiligus. "You good?"
I'm always good.
Fantastic.
Maybe it's the temporals.
And he walks away.
Kane, I think you'd be used to people trying to find you.
Quizmangus, do you like dark caves?
That would be Quizmiligus. I'm fine in any terrain, really. So, can everyone just like describe what the party looks like to me? I kind of read Casey's notes, but it's going to be easier to like, because now that I see you guys, I'm not able to picture your characters. So.
Yeah, let's just go left to right. Everyone give basic character description.
Am I on the far left?
Yep.
Yes.
That's as I see it.
Okay. So Kane is blue.
Mm-hmm.
With kind of like I haven't decided if he's clean shaved or doesn't need to shave yet. I don't know. He's young. He's like 17.
Okay.
White hair, and it looks like he's wearing like a messenger boy outfit. It's
Wait,
kind of like
are you still wearing
a
that?
simple.
Are you talking like?
I never changed what I was dressed as.
Did we?
I don't think
ever
I changed
get our
it.
coats?
That's funny.
We never
Okay.
got our totes either. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just kind of like a simple tunic, and
Son
like,
of a bitch.
but it looks like doesn't have any weapons on him or any armor. Like he's just wearing like some simple clothes.
He's an air genasi. And,
Okay.
Yeah, man.
he was old one time.
Although if I ever decide to change it, he's wearing black so it has like a rapier and dagger and shit. So, but right now it looks like I have just these because it's super magic over.
Okay. Fallon and Gomork.
Fallon looks like me, but not
Awesome.
wearing reading glasses. And studded leather armor ranger. I have a pet named Gomork. He's a black wolf. It's the mascot. And yeah, that's human ranger.
All right. Colleen.
Colleen's a high elf with pale olive skin and bone white hair and a pixie cut. Her eyes are golden green, and she's about 5'4", really tiny, really, really young for an elf. She's about 94.
I forgot about the white hair.
Yeah, white hair all around.
All right.
But she wears a noble's dress and typically carries books with her.
Okay. Maxis.
Oh, just real quick, I forgot to add light. Also, I didn't add an eye color. Pale blue eyes, silver green hair.
Okay.
Maxis is a Goliath. He's about 8'2". But he's fairly like and wiry for his height. He has green eyes, is covered with tattoos. There is not completely covered, but there are a lot of tattoos.
Isn't it like half of your face, if I remember right? That's
No, because I got half of it filled in because of the thing.
Right, you're right.
So
I remember that now.
I'm just missing like the stuff on the crown of my head and all that crap now. And then other than that, he's just wearing like just normal clothes that you would just wear around to go to the city. Has a duffel bag next to him that is basically as big as Kane. And strapped to his back, he has a very large axe, and that's about it.
I mean, actually, I think that you're currently carrying more than 1 metric cane in weight.
It's a very large bag.
So.
Kane's like 150, so yeah.
Yep, you are in excess of a metric cane. Okay, so we return to the scene as you're all feeling each other out.
Go ahead.
So I was told you were all on a very important quest, and I would very much like to get on with it.
I blame Kane for any holdup.
There is a test you must pass first.
See?
All
Do
right.
you know what a temporal is?
You cut out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Do you know what a temporal is?
Would Quizmilligus the Almighty know what a temporal is, Casey?
You'd probably be familiar with the vocabulary, like what the actual word temporal means. If you would like to try to glean more than that, you can give me Arcana.
Can Fallon whisper, "Don't ruin this"?
You know what the word temporal means. Kane seems to be using it as a noun. So,
Yes, of course.
Did he pass Kane?
So while we're all asking questions, does anyone have a question for our new friend here? And I pull up my soul cage.
Who's in the cage?
What is that?
What's
What is it? What does it look like? I need to
It's
get my
a
reaction
silver
straight.
cage with a green mist inside of it.
Is
Oh,
it
what
like
kind
in
of
the
cage?
shape of anything, like a face, or what?
Is it like
just-
a
Is
bird
this just-
cage?
Yeah, it's like a
Is this just
small birdcage lantern.
So it's just a cage with a freaking Yu Yu Hakusho ghost in there, is what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
That's, I'll be honest,
Uh,
the zombies being in the bedroom is one thing, but that's a little creepy, I'll be honest.
by Alcadia. What is it now?
Maybe
this-
this is what's tracking us.
This is one of the shoal that we just killed upstairs.
It
Which
doesn't
one?
look
Particularly,
like
I
one of
believe
them.
it's the one that killed me.
Oh, you're currently like in the street, FYI.
Okay, well.
How brightly is the mist glowing?
Put you Richard away. There's people. Maybe.
Chris Miller just looks extremely concerned and just confused.
I guess that'll help
That's
out
clean.
underground to light the way.
Yeah. So, spirits, where are the pieces of Alcadia?
Okay, so let me see here.
You're only allowed to answer in riddles.
Right, well, no, I was figuring out how many times he can use this, because I need to track it. So the...
Does it have to give a straight answer?
Yes, it has to tell the truth.
The trapped spirit answers... one, and actually, I need to verify, I'm sorry, I need to verify a place name at this point. Because this is actually important. Right, okay. The spirit answers... Okay, so your actual question was... Repeat the exact question.
Where are the pieces of Alcadia?
Right. Okay. It answers, I presume you mean the vestiges. One we had already in Ursoon. One, I presume, was recently returned. 4 you seem to possess. 1, I know not its location.
So hold on, do I know where they all are? Isn't that correct?
You know geographically where they all are.
Okay.
Yeah, Clean. That was a waste
I
of question.
kind of
We
know
knew
where they
were
might
already.
be.
It was,
I'll go ahead and tell you, Colleen. Here's how that name is spelled.
it was just an example. I mean, he's basically our new friend, so ask him any questions you want about the shoal.
I mean, we kind of got thing.
Well,
Is
we
it
knew
a
him.
password or phrase or something? Trick them into thinking that we're one of them, should we run into some more?
So technically, Colleen, you would be the one who'd have to relay
Yeah.
any questions since
It's not answering Colleen.
you're controlling it. So if you want to relay something, just say so.
I'll relay that. That sounds interesting.
Interesting. Let me think. The spirit answers you. Say, I greet you in the name of Nemea Ascalon.
Clean. Ask if the Ashol are divining us right now.
Kane, the shoal are evil. They're not going to divine you.
Then who's divining us?
Not the shoal.
How do you know if you don't ask?
It's probably the lady friend that you have back in the thing. You can do that, right?
I'm not sure who you mean.
That one other fire genasi. Fire is some kind of genasi. I don't know.
I take my sending stone. Are you finding me right now?
Oh, by the way, Colleen is getting these answers telepathically. I should have clarified.
Yeah, and then I'll relay them to you guys. I'm not holding anything back from this, but you might think I'm crazy talking to a lantern.
Casey, I send a message through the sending stone. Are you divining me right now? Or is Tirsa divining me right now?
Oh, that sending stone.
I have like 3 sets. Like,
Do you have them marked?
You get back the answer about a minute.
Don't give
later,
him ideas.
Kane, about a minute later, Kane, you get back the answer. I don't think so, but if you want to set up a time.
What? now Kyrian's confused.
Parentheses, wink, close parentheses.
Yeah, okay, let's not confuse.
What is your question, Val?
We acquired 3 sending stones from the people we handed over to the drow. What? How are those used, and is there anything we need to know about them?
Oh yeah, Glean, can the spirit see?
Not unless I wanted to see.
Okay, I take out the 3 stones, ask him who these are connected to, and what Fallon said. And I
Okay,
hold out the 3 sending stones.
We'll investigate the sending stones with the spirit.
Okay, what is your actual question? Because you can't get more than a sentence or 2 for the answer, so it can't be too compound. Unless you want to
Who's
get a big
connected
answer.
to these stones?
Okay. So you want to know, like, who's on the other end of them, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. The stone that I labeled as 1, the spirit tells you... Let me see here. It would be... that one. It tells you is connected to... I guess it would be... Yes. Okay. To someone by the name of Signy Meadowbark. The second one, the spirit tells you is connected to... Malloy Elder Branch.
Heard that name before.
And the fourth one, it tells you is number 4 is connected to Ertazun Selexiodon.
That sounds familiar.
Yo, I can't put all those accents in my text. How do you do that?
Well, the Elder Branch and the Ertazun we'd already heard about.
So, Ertazun, you would recognize. He was the Dragonborn that you ran into when you first met Kyrian. Yeah. So he was the one who was actually wielding the Scepter of Command.
That's the one. We can talk to the lizard.
Glenn. If I attune to these sending stones, will I receive the messages that he intends for the Ashal people?
I don't... Do you have to attune to sending stones?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Never mind.
Sure, you just hold on to it.
Will it still work if I receive the messages? Because it's just 2 sending stone, right?
I mean, yeah, it's a two-way.
So there's one on the other end, presumably.
But like, if they send a message, I'll pick it up.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, could the sending stones be what's causing the dividing to happen?
I applaud your commitment. Kane, the sending stone is not divine magic.
I thought we were going underground. Are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
This way.
Know if you have any questions.
I don't feel comfortable going into dangerous locations while we're being tracked.
By the way, I like to imagine what Quizmilligus is doing this entire time while you've all just, like, you started talking and then you're like, screw this shit. And you're all just sort of doing your own thing.
Now we're talking to a fart, and Kane's...
We're just gonna go ahead and back out of this conversation.
Anyways, please, continue.
Kane, it just means someone's watching over you.
So Fallon just says, Fallon reacting to Max's saying, "Are we going this way?" starts walking that way.
I'm with the big guy. I'm moving.
Why is no one else concerned that we're being watched?
Honestly, though, Kane, if you are being watched, what are you gonna do about it? You're just gonna be mad about it. So there's really nothing to do.
But if I know who it is, I can plan counter strategies.
Who has the map?
Fallon, which way are you walking?
I've stopped walking because I've turned and said, "Who has the map?"
That's a good question. I do have a lot of stuff. Was I given a map?
One of you is given a map.
Was it Kane?
Probably Kane.
I don't remember who I
So-
gave the map to.
I will not relinquish this map until we determine...
So
I don't
what?
have the. I don't have a
I
map
gotta
in my
say,
inventory.
I'm gonna lean down so that my face is like that far from his, and be like, "Give us the map."
The fact that you aren't concerned about any of this is concerning.
You haven't made an insight check on any of
Does anyone seem concerned about your concerns?
Why aren't you concerned about this?
I hope they find us.
really just not a concern right now.
They probably can't
I don't
track
want to
us
say like
underground,
insight
Kane.
check. Like I want to make it
Kane.
more like
Yeah, sure.
Give me a reason.
Max's
Insight check.
deception, Kane, insight.
Oh
Kane,
my!
they can't track us underground.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if Kane manages. Oh wait, he has reliable talent. So, okay, yeah.
15 and
Okay.
higher.
Kane, Maxis has a shit-eating grin plastered right across his face.
Accurate.
What did you do?
I mean, I do a lot of things. I get up, I drink, I usually cook, I drink some more. What are you talking about here? Still, again with the map. We have things to do today.
I give him the map. This is you. You're doing this.
You're pretty sure that's the case. You don't know what it is.
Stop it. Otherwise, I won't know if someone's actually watching me or not.
Yeah, big frustration
Okay.
for everyone involved.
So Maxis, Kane hands you a map. It's a lovely map of the Underdark. No connection to where you are now.
I thought
Where did we
could go
get there
through the
before?
thief people.
What?
Where
The
were we when we
princess.
got in there before?
Sorry, I was asking what... well, you got in before from the northwest of the Elven territory. In the
If those
woods.
friendly elves that was killed.
Maxis, what were you asking?
Didn't the princess show us to the Underdark? We found the gnome. The
You
demon.
also found an entrance in Citadel. The map is fairly extensive, albeit not like super detailed of any location, so it does show how that area actually connects. So here, let me go to the world map real quick. So there are just like a couple of entrances to the Underdark that are actually labeled on the map. One of them is in Citadel, which is right here. One of them is in Rampart. there is another entrance actually labeled close to Onissa. And there's another one right here, which actually I think is geographically like, well, the one in Citadel and the one up here and the one in Rampart are all, actually you've got 4 different entrances that are all pretty close to where you are. The one that, well, I guess you don't know exactly where you want to go. So in terms of what entrance would be most efficient to get you where you want to go, you don't actually know that.
True.
Great.
I mean, Maxis specifically doesn't know that. Others of you have been down there, so you might know.
Oh.
Why wouldn't I know? Just because I don't know down there?
Can I look at the map too? Or is he just holding it way up high?
I don't know, ask him.
I gotta jump.
I mean, yeah, can I make like a survival roll to see where we need to be going? Were we told where we need to be going?
Let me see the map.
It's in the Underdark, somewhere on this map.
Let me see the map. We've been
I
here.
the map.
Let me look.
Okay, Fallon, you look at it. No check needed for this. It takes you a moment to get your bearings, but you remember your trip before. You, in fact, did enter from somewhere up here, and that actually is still the most efficient way to get where you need to go, which is, it's a city labeled as Undrosk. It was a ruin when you were there before, but apparently it's populated by mind flayers now.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the woods.
Oh, we have to get our coats though.
Oh Jesus, the coat.
Those still aren't going to be ready for at least another week plus.
No, fuck it. We have plenty of time. All right, hiking it is.
Isn't your friend one of the people that was kidnapped?
Yeah, he can take care of him.
So we're on the wrong side of this giant lake.
I mean, we do
And
have.
as you all stand there planning, there's a halfling just sort of staring bemused up at you all, lacking context. I just want to point this out.
I guess we can give you Crook's coat. You're about the same height.
So, I'm not sure what coat you think I need. There's no coat I cannot obtain if I wish to obtain it. But riddle me this. Why are we venturing into the Underdark? I was informed that a goddess had set you on the path that you are on, and it seems that you are all as confused as I am, so I'm hoping you understand your directions a little more than what I've witnessed just now.
Sometimes the goddess sends you into the Underdark.
We gotta go save the dragon lady again, because last time the one we saved wasn't actually this one, because the temporals undid what we did, and now I gotta go do it again. But this time it's gonna be mind flayers instead of Greg.
That may be the most coherent thing you've ever said.
Does the blue one ever actually make much sense?
That was probably the most sense he's ever made.
Oh, lovely. Well, tell me where we need to go, and I can get us there, and almost no issue.
Point to it on the map for him. I've been way down.
Well, you have to. So this particular map, like I said, it's the Underdark. It's not very well labeled, but you do know the location on the overworld, so it's not hard for you to convey that you need to get to roughly here.
Okay, and Casey, question for you. My airship passes when I take us city to city?
It's going to take you where?
City to city. So like the city we're in now to another city?
So, well, you'll learn this when you get there, but basically it's a small, like, military craft. It'll be a little cramped for you all, but they can land it in, like, they can land it at least close to where you need to go. Like, it's a fairly dense wood, but they can probably find a landing spot somewhere.
Well, so then Quizmilligus is going to look at you all and say, well, follow me, and I'm going to head towards wherever the air dock is.
Stop tracking me.
Okay. So, are you all just following along behind?
Did he take the map?
No.
Okay, good.
I will see where he's going, because it sounds like they brought him here to transport us somewhere.
Yeah, so Quizmilligus strides confidently ahead. Not really sure what the heck is up with you all, but clearly having his own reasons for helping you. You're all not quite sure what the heck is going on with him, but, you know, he's saying he's going to help you, so that's a good reason to follow somebody, right? So he does lead you over towards an area where a lot of the army engineers seem to be set up, and you do see there, smaller than the one that a few of you used before, but actually a small airship. Quizmiligus approaches the dock, shows a piece of parchment to a dragonborn who's standing there. Who...
Hold on, Casey.
Yep.
No, Quizmiligus strolls up, flicks the parchment out, and doesn't even look at the person standing there. And just hands off the parchment to him. Don't you belittle Quizmiligus. He might be 3 foot, but he's full of sass. Damn it.
Fair enough. The dragonborn reaches down, picks it up, looks at it, and shouts back, Captain, looks like we're supposed to take these folks wherever they need to go. He looks at it again, within reason.
Balance says, we're with him.
Right. So another dragonborn. This is a silver dragonborn. Actually, like, somehow gives the appearance of being particularly well groomed, although you'd never quite gotten that impression from a dragonborn before. You notice that he has sort of a monocle, actually. But he comes down, he takes the parchment, looks at it, and says, And he sort of looks up at you, looks down at the parchment. All right. Well, where is it you need to go? And actually, let's just pause here for a moment, because we've got 2 out of 5 people in BRB mode.
Okay.
So we'll just tread water here for a moment.
Put on some Jeopardy music.
Yeah, a little bit of Monty Python and intermission.
Yeah, you're never gonna get me to stop tracking you, Kane.
Get you to what?
Stop tracking you.
Stop tracking Kane.
An important, like...
So you're just negating one of his abilities?
Yeah.
You're just tracking me the whole time. I can never know if someone else is actually tracking me.
It's a hard knock life.
Maybe it'll get even hotter if someone else is also tracking.
Instead of tracking, he gets tracked.
Well, I could have asked Jelza if you had admitted what you were doing sooner, but he's gone.
Instead of killing,
Just
gets killed.
This is a very frustrating situation. I agree.
Oh, it will become a very frustrating situation.
What happened?
Not much. We decided to wait, and I think now KC stepped away.
Kane's plotting
I'm
against
back. I was just turning down my heat.
No,
Alright, so since we're just waiting on Brave, let's go ahead and continue. So the Dragonborn captain looks down, looks up. Alright, where do you need to go?
So I'm gonna tell him.
Yep. He says, alright, get on. So I presume you all climb onto the airship. It is a little bit cozy, but he tells you it'll only be a few hours to where you need to go.
Wait. Did we want to sell our shit first?
What stuff?
We're kind of loaded up on a bunch of things to sell. And we're going to go into the Underdark, where I imagine merchants will be far and few between.
You don't think those mind flayers have any gold on them?
I mean, yes, I don't think they're going to buy stuff from us. I do think they have gold.
Maybe we can use the Crown of Allure to force them to enter into a deal.
I'm just saying, we have lots of things to sell.
Well, we're already on the airship, brother.
Well, you started narrating. I'm trying to cut out before the narrating happened. Kane had to
We do have a lot of shit, admittedly.
Oh wait, Quizmiligus.
Yes.
is taking us to another city, right? You said
No.
No, we're going to the entrance to the Underdark that your friends have requested.
Okay, we should probably sell stuff here then.
I mean, it's
Hey,
kinda
see, are
late
you
for
around?
What?
How do you? Kane wants to stop and go sell
I
everything.
mean, you can do
Yes.
that. I've not heard any people taking action on this or any kind of agreement.
I mean, Maxis has the bag, so and he's carrying most of it.
Yeah, can we just fast forward and sell a bunch of shit?
Okay, you tell the captain, hold up here. We need to go do some stuff.
We're commandeering your ship.
He looks at you, he looks up, and he says, he looks at the sky. Actually, let me check something real quick. Okay, he says, very well. Conditions are good, though. We should really be going within 2 hours. All right, so you have 2 hours.
Do you want to montage it to sell, or you want us
Yep,
to
we are
RP?
going to montage it. However, I am going to say 2 people are going to lead this particular shopping expedition. So let me see. What's a good check?
Who's good at bartering?
Me, I got this.
I'm gonna
God.
make it 2 persuasion checks for whoever wants to try to see how good of deals you get. And I will say, the shopping options that are available in Siren are limited, so you probably won't get as good of a rate as you might get somewhere else, especially if you want to like make sure you dump it all. But the good thing about the shopping options is they are close, so you will be able to do this pretty quickly.
I said besides you. Come on, man. No. I think.
Okay, I'm hearing Kane and Maxis. Go ahead and give me
It's not
persuasion
Maxis.
checks.
It's not anyone but.
Do it.
I probably should. We should probably send. I mean, Quiz or Clean usually.
Well, Clean's not here.
That's true.
What are you trying to do?
Quiz is here.
So as you guys kind
Trying
of
to sell a bunch of stuff.
I
Go ahead.
argue
Go ahead,
who's going to
Quiz.
barter, Quiz walks up and begins to barter, not even knowing what's in your guys' bag. Just
Okay.
start taking stuff out, and Quiz will try and sell it.
Brilliant. Kane and Quizmilligus, give me checks.
You said persuasion?
Yep. Quizmilligus just takes over.
That's an 8
All right.
because I don't have proficiency in it, so
Okay.
I don't reliable talent.
All right, let me see. So that's gonna be okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to get out some reference material, and literally, I am just going to get out. All right. So I need the reference prices. This will take a little bit of time, but we're gonna. So just imagine a little bartering montage. We'll do this as quickly as we can manage. So
Thanks for not making me actually barter. I get all shaky when I do it. So
it's all good. We've spent enough time shopping in character, and I know how much shit we're talking about here. If it was like a single valuable item, I might roleplay it. That is not what's happening here.
Yeah, the big deal is I literally have an herbalist kit, a priest's pack, a scholar's pack.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't I give these thieves tools?
So what I'd like you to do is, let's start with you, Maxis. Just literally like read off for me everything that you want to sell.
Should
Okay.
you type it in chat?
No, just read it. I can write it.
All right. Burglar's pack, no, not the cartography. Unless somebody wants this, I'm gonna get rid of this disguise kit. What the fuck's a dulcimer? Is that some kind of instrument?
Yeah, it's an instrument.
That thing.
All right.
I have 2 Dungeoneer packs,
All right.
a priest pack, a scholar pack.
Okay.
Does anyone want this wand?
Want this what?
Wand? And we're getting rid of the wand as well.
Is it just a normal wand?
Yes, it's just an arcane focus.
Okay.
Seeing all this.
and I have a Zhao.
Okay. Yep.
And I think that's most of what I'm worried about.
Is that all in your inventory?
Yes, I have. I am personally carrying all of that.
Okay. That's all you want? I do see some stuff higher up, like a sweet effing painting and stuff like that, so I want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. I thought we got rid of that, though.
Nope.
But, yeah, get rid of that, too. Oh, and I guess I'll get rid of this Dread Helm. Although, unless, I guess, Quiz wants it with this helmet.
No, I'm good.
Alright. Okay.
And, oh, I do have a black pearl that's worth 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
But I'm going to hang on to that probably, I guess, until I get to some place, unless we can get full value for it.
Alright.
It's pretty...
Alright, are you looking to get rid of anything else at the moment?
I think I'm good. Oh, no, breastplate. A +1 breastplate. I don't need that either.
Okay.
Did you check the bag? We want to get rid of stuff in the bag too, don't we?
Right, that's where I was going to go next.
Okay.
Alright, so let's move to the bag of holding. So I'll just read off some of the... Oh, wait. You have the Shao. Okay. Because I also had that in the bag, so I'll delete it from the bag. So I'll start reading off some things that are in the bag. Tell me if you want to keep them. There is a whetstone. Do you want a whetstone? Okay, I'll do it this way. I'll read the thing. I'll wait 3 seconds for anyone to say if they still want it, and if I don't hear anything, I'll assume you want to sell it. So, whetstone.
No.
Alright.
Sold.
Smith's tools.
Yes.
Okay, keep that. Leatherwork tools.
Yes.
Okay. Short sword +1. Okay, selling the short sword. Block and tackle. It is potentially useful for climbing things.
I think I have one.
Okay. Oh, is that the same one too? That probably failed to get moved if you have
I don't
it,
think
actually.
so, because we got an extra explorer kit with that, which is the block and tackles in it.
Block and tackle is in an explorer's kit? I didn't think that's the case.
I think so?
No, it's not in there. It's a separate thing.
Oh, okay.
Alright. It won't change things much anyway. It's not like that expensive. There is a jade worth 100 gold. Okay, selling that. There is a moonstone worth 50 gold. Okay, selling that. There is armor of psychic resistance. It is plate armor.
Okay,
No one uses plate armor.
Alright. Selling psychic resist plate. Are you keeping the barrel of scotch? You can probably sell that for more later, to be honest.
No, we'll go ahead and get rid of it, but I'm taking like a bottle with me. How much is a bottle of scotch?
Well, let me see. I will just deduct, well, how many pounds of scotch do you want to take? Because there's probably like another 30, 40 in there. Actually,
like
maybe
5.
Okay. You will take 5 pounds of the scotch. So call that like, call it just 2 large flasks of scotch weighing 2.5 each. Or you could call it just 1 weighing 5. That's fair. Okay, so you took that. Alright, and then there's a bunch of Fallon stuff that I presume Fallon wants to keep because he has his name on it.
No, I just put my name on it. You can sell it all.
Oh, you can sell all of it? So,
yeah.
Warm clothes, dagger, ceremonial dagger, fool's scepter, Nilbog dress.
Yep.
Alright, okay.
Unless the Nilbog clothes would fit Quiz.
It's pretty close, actually, but, that was actually the dress of, like, a human girl that Nilbog was wearing. Okay, so, I am going to pull out my calculator and start calculating. You guys can feel free to talk amongst yourselves about whatever you want. encourage in character while we're having this little shopping montage.
Can we already be back on the airship?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's sure. You sell all this stuff and then head back to the airship.
Clean, can you please can tell Maxis to stop tracking me?
You know, we've a lot more good has come of tracking you than bad.
But then if someone's actually tracking me, I won't. I'm not saying don't ever track me again. I'm just saying stop constantly tracking me.
I mean, the hot ones, but the hot ones, and Max's hot ones came.
You're a very close group of people, aren't you?
I was say, I clean and be like, that's the way you're wanting to play this right now?
So
Kane
that was
just
a very...
puts his face in his...
But if you will stop bitching about it, I will take it off of you for now. But the second you fucking disappear again, I'm putting it right the hell back on.
So exactly what I just offered. Sure.
So, that's a very fancy pass to get us on this airship, Quizzical Anus. Where do I get myself one?
Well, for one, you'd have to pronounce people's names correctly. And it was a gift. I'm not sure how else you would obtain it.
I accept
Is it Cunnilingus?
What? It's Quizzical.
Your name is Cunnilingus, right?
Nope.
Yeah, it's a quiz. Go to that time. Colleen, here's this spell book from that sorcerer we killed. Her name was Vona. It says right here, Vona's spell book.
Rona.
Vona with a V.
Cunnilingus.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Want to have a contest?
Depends.
See who can hold their breath longer.
Absolutely not.
What? Why?
I don't even know how to respond to that. I think Quizmilgus just keeps walking.
Would you even know
Well, you're in an
that
airship.
I can hold my breath forever? Like,
No.
Would the character know that?
No.
No, but
He's
that's
just
a-
answering how
no
he's
one-
answering.
You don't want to have
no
a
one's gonna take that bet.
I have an idea.
Yes.
You guys want to do some salts right now?
I don't like that idea.
Why don't you like that idea?
What? No, I do like that idea.
Oh, you do? Good.
Would you guys be doing salt when we're this high up in the...
What? Yeah. I just want to take a nap afterwards. It's fine.
Colleen?
I can't say I've partaked in your salts.
Oh, it'll be great. Kane? You're not almost dead this time.
No, they killed me last time.
Yeah, but you're not almost dead.
Hard pass.
Alright, so...
Don't worry, I'll watch where you all get super high. I won't.
Oh, okay, great. Quiz. Have you had gnome salts before?
All right. I'm gonna interject at this point because I have calculated how much money you guys got out of this. You got. Well, let me put it in the easiest to carry units that I can. So it's gonna be that, and that.
Fucking 6 copper.
Is this going towards the communal pot? Because I can just add it there if you prefer.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That's so much fucking money.
Yeah, you sold multiple magical items, so that's worth a lot.
It's good.
Even with you guys not selling it at peak efficiency, it's pretty good. Okay, so put that here, and I will add the money, so that's going to be
Oh,
49.
I'm gonna learn so many spells with all of our money.
And that. And that. Oh, hey, you have
we'll
69
discussions
copper
around
in the bag. 69 copper, guys.
Let's go.
All right.
What does that get me in spells?
Less than 1. All right. Okay. So you guys finish this up. You are now on the airship. Captain sort of looks at you. Ready to go? Okay.
Yep.
He gives an order. There are only 2 Dragonborn manning the ship. It's fairly small, and they notice that you guys seem to be carrying a lot of weight. He actually even sort of goes around and like he's got like a scale, and he like weighs you all, weighs the stuff. He sort of like gives a slightly concerned look, and then sort of tips his head to the side and just says, "I'll make it work." You guys lift up, and you depart Siren. So you guys are going to have a few hours of airship riding. Colleen, you did still have 3 more uses of your thing. You will have, what? Let me see. It's probably been... Based on the amount of time the trip is going to take, you'll still have about 2 hours left after the point that you land. Were you looking to use any more while you were in the air, though?
Let's see. No, I don't think so. We're gonna use the Eyes of the Dead feature, and we're gonna see what he saw in life at the Ursun place.
Okay, interesting. So, by the way, I will go ahead and remind you, this is she who actually got Nessa Elder Branch's spirit.
Is it Vona?
Although you don't actually you don't know her name. Now that I think about it, you never got that, so never mind. But it is a she. It was like the fighter.
While you were gone calculating, I gave Colleen bonus spellbook.
Right. I did already send Brave for spells there. Okay. So.
And we were all about to do gnome salts.
Kane wants to go to sleep and set the doll to scream very loudly if anyone messes with his while he's sleeping.
You a screaming doll.
So, Colleen.
That's not awkward.
Please give me just an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Mm-hmm. I'm good at that sometimes, but I usually fail these checks.
Okay. So you're gonna have a chance to direct this just a little bit. You sort of get, as you direct your Eyes of the Dead towards Ursun, and if I'm reading this right, it tells you actually. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot that. Okay. So the vision that you get through this is, so this reflects like what the place currently looks like. And the vision that you get is kind of a garbled mess, actually. You see streaks of white and blue. Let me see, it's visual and auditory. You hear what sounds like a great rush of wind, and you think that you make out sort of tucked into a valley in a large glacier, some kind of building, maybe like a fort or a castle or something like that. But like, imagine that somebody took an image along the lines of what I'm describing and like opened it up in like a Photoshop editor and just messed with it like crazy. There's like lots of stuff is whirled and really hard to see. And the frame, if you will, kind of jitters like crazy as you descend on the location. Let me see here. Do you want to try to see a view from outside, from any of the upper floors, or do you want to try to look at like a lower floor?
Let's go under.
Okay. So you sort of zoom in, and again, you just see a wash of, like, suddenly the scene rips from blues and whites to grays and blacks. There's motion. You hear the sound of maybe footsteps and quiet voices, but you get the distinct sense that this spell is not working the way you'd hope. Something is interfering with it. There are a couple possibilities. We can Arcana check on that in a moment. But your vision does descend through. There are like flashes of light and dark color. And then finally you land, and it resolves a little bit. You hear maybe the sound of a few other voices. You think one female and one male, but you can't make out what they're saying for the life of you. You look around, you see a few motionless figures sort of on the ground at one end, you think, of the room. You see a couple other figures that move a little bit. You think maybe they're the ones who are talking. And in the center of the room, again, hard to tell, you're sort of doing guesswork here, but you think that it might be some sort of basin, and there's something sort of golden hanging in the air in the basin. And I want you to give me, let me see here, what do I want to call this? You know what, just give me wisdom.
The thing that I'm not good at, but sometimes roll well on.
Okay.
Sometimes.
As you come to rest on the center of the room and get a glimpse of a golden something, you have the sense that a voice is reaching out to you. Vaguely female, maybe, familiar somehow, but you can't place it, and then it goes all staticky, and that's the most that you can discern. Based on your Arcana check, things that could be interfering with this, a couple things come to mind. First would be if you were trying to look at a location that has some sort of ward on it. If it's a ward, it's not a perfect one because it didn't keep you from getting in entirely. It just sort of messed with things. The other possibility is if you're looking at a location that is outside Einangrun, then that could definitely mess with it just due to all the bizarre wibbly-wobbly, spacey-wacy stuff that's going on there.
Temporals.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's valuable.
Cool. You do have 2 more uses. Do you want to use either of them for anything further?
Can't think of anything, honestly.
Okay. You will have a couple hours after you land while you're sort of on the way to the location, so just interject if you would like to. And finally, although I don't want to force anyone here, but does anyone want to do any amount of filling each other in on what's going on right now?
Kane wants to sleep for longer.
You have about 3 hours.
Damn it.
For me.
Kane will short rest.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of the middle of the day too. It's like early afternoon.
Can we fill everybody in with salts?
Are you just like toking up the gnome salts while you're explaining?
Okay, sounds like Fallon's offering. So Quizmilligus, Fallon has some purple. They kind of look like smelling salts that he's offering to any who want them.
So Casey, I kind of assumed because of background reasons, Quiz would know about that stuff.
Would he?
Gnome stuff?
Yes, but okay, all right.
Maybe not.
Give me a nature check.
Ooh boy. Can confirm, not my strong suit. Yep.
They are purple and they kind of look like smelling salts. That's about the most you can get out of it.
That hit dice roll.
Quiz still isn't going to do it though.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I should probably get my hit dice back.
Yeah, this definitely would count as a short rest for any who want to do that. Okay, so I'm just hearing Fallon doing some solo salts here.
Maxis as well.
Oh, Maxis. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This shit should be fun.
Yeah. All right. So the two of you sort of retire to one end of the rather small airship. The rest, I mean, still in clear view of everyone else. Like I said, this is a tactical airship. So
I'm gonna take the climbing rope and tie myself to the ship.
Perhaps wise. So Fallon, roll a d20.
I like to roam.
Maxis, roll 2d20.
2d20. Right.
Oh my god, I just want health.
Oh shit!
You're rolling really poorly on your health.
Alright. Okay, cool. So
I'm just spending all my hit dice.
Fallon, you
Oh my god.
You sit on the deck and look out over the countryside as it rushes past you. Initially, you actually sort of go over the lake as you.
Are we serious?
As you light up, and you descend into the familiar sort of peaceful feeling of the gnome salts. The water beneath you.
Am I cursed? Two.
I'm trying to DM here, Brave. So the water beneath you ripples into a variety of vibrant colors, purples, golden yellows, some greens, and you sort of just treat yourself to a light show for a moment. As you fall deeper in, you witness heroic visions of a familiar-looking bearded outdoorsman and his canine companion. You see them slay an aboleth with one strike, skewer a giant hooded tentacled creature with a second, and then you wrap your arm around, well, you catch a lady under each arm as you swing off into the sunset. And that is your vision. Basically just you being James Bond.
What did he roll?
What?
Did he roll high or low? I feel like I'm going to get nightmare visions after that.
You rolled a 12.
Yeah, a 4 or 7.
Yeah, you were rolling with disadvantage, so you got a 4. So, Maxis, as you stare out, you feel your breathing slow and deepen. You watch as the sun turns sort of a blood red, and you feel as the airship starts to do a slow barrel roll. Up and down. Up and down. You feel yourself get up and walk along the inside, balancing as if you're on a tightrope, although you realize that you're not there. You think at one point it might be a good idea to dive into the placid sea of fruit punch that ripples beneath you. But then you remember that you're not even sure if you like fruit punch. You know, you think back to a day when you dove into a similar fruity sea. You definitely like slew some sort of giant squid. You remember Captain Redthorn being extremely impressed and asking to become your apprentice. And that's when the slow rocking sort of gets to you a little bit. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. What the fuck?
Good enough. You know, you feel yourself sort of hiccup a little bit. You taste something a little acrid in your mouth, and you sort of start to slowly fade back to reality, and maybe reach for a little bit of your rations to take the edge off.
So what do we see as they build experiences?
I mean, Fallon just is sort of zenning out like he normally does. You even see a little smile on his face, maybe. Maxis, you saw sort of sit there, sort of start to look queasy at one moment. At one point, he stood up and looked like he was about to jump off the side of the ship, but then you saw him sit back down again. That kind of thing.
And he's just like laid back on like one elbow, just kind of watching them, just like, yep, almost killed him.
Okay. Anyone else doing or saying anything in particular as you make your way to the northwest of Perlin Wood? Yep.
Yeah. I think Quiz would like to ask the sober and or awake one, which I believe is only Colleen at this moment.
I'm awake. I couldn't do a long rest, so.
Oh, you initially said you were asleep. So I will ask the two sober people. Tell me of your journey. I heard you were set on this path from a goddess. What exactly are we after? Why are we heading into the Underdark?
Well, you see.
I told you already.
Sorry, I'm
we
not.
Gotta go see the dragon lady, who we already hit once, but then the temple isn't doing. We're not gonna do it again. But this time she's imprisoned by tentacle people instead of Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
Quizmillius
exactly.
just looks at him and then looks back at Colleen.
That is a lot of nonsense, Kane. This is a lot of nonsense.
The goddess has tasked us with collecting 3 stones of creation, 5 dragon souls, and 7.
Just me, this guy. Don't know if we can trust him.
You're high.
You're tripping balls.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Continue, Colleen.
Well, that was it without being directed further.
Yeah, Fallon talked over the last part, though, so can you repeat the last part?
7 vestiges of alchemy. Ooh, with jazz fingers.
That's basically it. That's what we're doing.
Hey.
What brings you to tag along with us? How do you know we can even trust you?
Well, I guess you really can't, can you? That's the fun of this, really. Heading into the Underdark with an unknown companion. It's exciting, really.
Yeah,
You know, I'm the weird one, but I'm getting some weird
That's
vibes.
a good thing we're fucking high as shit.
Too many people talking at once. What were you saying, Colleen?
Just saying, I'm supposedly the weird one, but that kind of is a little weird sounding to me.
Let me say it this way. I have my reasons for being here. And
What are they?
I, while being here, will help you in any way I can. Your success is my success.
But what are your reasons?
Okay, we don't need his reasons. He said he'll help us.
But we've only just met, Kane. Let's let it be for a while as we get to know each other. Perhaps I'll let you into the life of Quizmiligus the Almighty. Oh, I love the name so much.
That's in character.
Oh, okay.
Is that it?
And then Quiz
Oh,
Quiz is going to look back at them and say, "So tell me, along your journey, have you had any run-ins with anyone from the Feywild, perhaps?"
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe we get to know you better.
Quizmiligus, give me insight. Kane and Colleen, give me deception.
I make no attempt to deceive.
Okay,
Just watch
then
vulnerable go
are
after
you
that.
making any attempt to convey information non-verbally?
That's a 20, by the way, because of the reliable talent.
I was just gonna say, well, Halil, we heard, had gone to the Feywild.
Okay, continue. Except Quizmiligus, yeah, you saw a look of recognition on both of their faces. Kane was trying to hide it, not very well. Well, not well enough to get past your gaze. Actually, pretty well.
I rolled a 9. That's not that good. Like,
But you got a 20. That's good.
Yeah.
True.
So then Colleen said something. I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Her. Excuse me.
Go ahead. Can you repeat that, Colleen? I'm sorry to keep asking you to repeat so much.
One of our companions, Halil, we last heard he had gone to the Feywild.
And Casey, is that the name of the person you told me I was looking at? I guess.
It is one of their prior companions. Actually, jump into Casey's office real quick.
Okay. Hello.
Yep. Okay. So you saw enough of them to know that Halil is one of their traveling companions, or was, and that he left at the same time as Alistair, who is the one that you had been watching. And you also know they went to the same place. So if Colleen is telling you that Halil went to the Feywild, that also implies that Alistair did.
Okay.
All right. Jumping back.
Yep.
Yeah.
We started at the same time, and I didn't think it was that.
Yeah, but
We didn't really
Although
hate
I might have,
All right.
I
we're
also
just-
participated in the hazing, even though I was also new to the group.
All right, so re-entering the scene, as Colleen has mentioned that Halil went to the Feywild.
Yep. Well, thank you, and I look forward to journeying on with all of you.
Halil's a dragon.
A dragonborn?
No, he's an actual dragon.
Hey, Casey, 2 questions.
Yep.
One, did you say your abilities are level 2 now?
Yours are, specifically yours.
Nice. Okay. And second, well, not really a question. I'm gonna do detect magic.
Okay.
Quizmiligus.
Okay, so yeah, let me, just a sec, I need to do something real quick. I think it's that one. I just need to remind myself of something to know how this works. Oh, it's actually that one. All right. Okay. So yeah, you open up your second sight and give Quizmiligus the once over. You do obviously notice like a variety of magical items that you're familiar with from some of your traveling companions, including the rather dark aura around Colleen's and Fallon's packs, where the vestiges are. But let me see what you see of Quizmiligus. Okay. I just need to pull up the there it is. Perfect. So that's going to be there. Okay. And I need to pull up Quizmilligus's character sheet.
Do you want me to tell you what magical he has on him?
No,
you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just needed to actually pull it up. So, oh, it's not there. The short list is over here. Perfect. All right. So you do look over Quizmilligus and see a few instances of enchantment magic, which is going to be pretty typical of generic magical items. Because your ability doesn't let you like actually see through things, you're not quite sure what they are. But you,
I can do a faint aura thing if I focus on it. The spell lets you you can use an action to see a faint aura around any visible creature object.
Yeah.
What if I mix it with my X-ray ring? Can I combine those two effects?
Yes, I believe you could.
Magical Superman.
Okay.
That's a weird statement.
Yep. So you also burn a use of your ring, and you actually detect several magical items. The rod that he carries is enchanted, as is a figurine, it looks like, that he has on his person. Appears to be sort of an owl. A pair of goggles that he carries. He also has what appears to be a quiver of enchanted crossbow bolts. And let me see here, a couple potions. And then finally, this is the one I gotta think about. The book that he carries on his hip has what appears to be divination magic on it. Or actually, no, excuse me, illusion.
Illusion?
Illusion.
Do sending stones require you to actually speak, or can you just think it?
You can just think it. By the way, Quizmilligus, I realized you need a quiver, so I added that. You can always get rid of it if you want to ditch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my sending stone as I'm just kind of staring at Quizmilligus in a very obvious way. It's kind of giving you the stink eye. I mean, reach in my pocket for the sending stone that's connected to Colleen's, and just say he's got a magic divination or magic illusion book.
Quizmilligus, you use an illusion book. Book of illusions.
What I know what he's talking about, I understand he's talking about the book, but would I understand the magic behind the book, Casey?
You can give me Arcana, because this is some of the relevant information you only learned recently.
Yeah,
okay.
That's real bad.
Yeah, so you're not surprised to hear your book accused of being magical. You're still sort of puzzling out why it would be illusion as compared to anything else. So basically, I'm just not helping you on this. You can feel free to puzzle it out on your own.
I understand. So Quiz is gonna look inquisitively. God, that's bad. At Colleen and
Quizzically.
say, "What do you know about the magic of this book?" They kind of gestures towards it.
Nothing. You just said that you had a book of illusions. I was curious. I was hoping you'd share.
Well, truthfully, it was a gift, and I'm still discerning what this book really is. I just know it's a gift to me from someone special, and I keep it close by.
I have one of those as well, and I kind of gesture to my necklace / creation stone.
Some things are very precious.
Some things do give us great strength as well. Does your boat give you any fancy powers or have any people in it?
Hold on. Did you say people in it?
Yeah, are there any people in your book?
No people. Mostly words and notes. The quiz shifts like uncomfortably.
There's a little boy in my neck.
Well, as they talk about precious things, Kane just kind of starts at the absent-mindedly just kind of mess with the bangle on his wrist.
Alright.
That's all I got, Casey.
Alright, cool. So you do all continue over the lake, and increasingly close on the horizon is the wood to which you're going. The ship sets down. The captain tells you that he's left you a few miles away from where you're going. He sort of helps point out the direction, but says you should be able to make it before nightfall without difficulty. Well, is there anything else that I can assist you with, or will this be?
Want to go with us to the Underdark?
He looks at you. He says, "You know a way into the Underdark? I'd only recently heard that it even existed." And actually, Quizmilgus, this is something you would know too. You only know because of recent events that the Underdark existed. Like, before the last few months, it was not generally known that there was a whole world underneath the surface. He says, "Is that what you're doing out here? Looking for a way underground?"
Maybe.
I see. Well, I'll be getting back then. And he steps back onto the ship and shouts,
Thank you. Quiz is going to say thank you for your service and send a backwards-handed wave.
He actually stops and turns around as you're leaving, and he says, "Pleasure to serve, Master Halfling." And
Quiz cracks a huge grin and stands a little taller. 3'1". Just kidding.
Brilliant.
Seriously, what does the backwards hand wave look like? I don't
like he's facing away.
Yeah, like you're.
Oh, okay. I was picturing this, and I was confused.
I can't see you, so
yeah,
I'll just assume you did it right.
Oh, y'all can't see me? I've been emoting for RP purposes.
All right. So,
Well, that's I don't know
what to do.
So are you all just heading straight towards your destination? Taking that as a yes.
Attempt to.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we need to wait because we just took a short rest, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna attempt to.
Easy enough to find where you're going. I mean, the wood is fairly dense, but three of you have been here before. You came from a different direction, but the captain left you pretty close to where you're going. And as you walk through the woods, it's fairly quiet. Were you saying something? I'm sorry.
Have I been through here on my way?
You have not. Oh, well, let me think. So,
because I think I went more south than this way. But...
Yeah, so where you all are is currently here.
Oh, yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, and so you would have, when you came down from the glacier, you probably would have sort of come through here. So, up to you a little bit, but you may or may not ever have been to this part of the world. So,
is this where we met those nice elves?
Yes. Way back when you met a group of elvish druids.
Kane's looking around for any animals that are following us.
Okay. Well, you get a few miles into the woods, only hearing sort of normal nature noises. And actually fairly quiet at that. Like, you hear the occasional rustle of like a bush or a tree in the distance. At one point, you hear a bird sing, but it's mostly pretty quiet. That being said, as you get closer to your destination, everybody give me perception. Kane with advantage. since I presume you're like paranoid looking for this. Okay. Okay. So it's been very quiet as you walk through the woods. But you notice as you start to get close, or actually more specifically, Kane, Colleen, so basically everybody but Maxis and Gamork are going to pick up on this. There are... actually, no, it wouldn't be that. Oh, yeah. Okay. You pass a praying mantis, which is interesting. You hadn't seen that. Like, sort of off a ways. You can barely tell that's what it is, but that's definitely what it is. And then you go further, and there's another one, and it sort of, trips your alarm that, why am I suddenly seeing so many praying mantises?
Remember that time Caden tried to shoot a bird and it turned out to be a person?
Yep.
Okay, so I have a bell in my inventory.
Okay.
What kind of bell is it? Is it like one of those like bells like the like
It's like the
bell
little thing that you
like
can ring,
jingles.
and it goes ding, ding, ding.
But like the shape, is it like a bell or is it like a jingle like with the little sphere jingle bells?
Oh, I don't know.
Is
What
it
do you
a
want it to be? You've had it
cowbell
since
or
the
is it
beginning.
Sure.
I want it to be like a bell curve bell. I'm going to put it on top of one of the praying mantises and trap them inside the bell.
Okay. As you reach down to do that,
I'm doing it quick. I know. He knows what's happening.
Yeah.
He's trying to be.
So you press it down, and then just as you're about to snap it onto the ground, it morphs suddenly into the figure of an adult male elf. And from the woods around you, a number of other similar figures appear as well. They're dressed in various sort of leather and cloth clothing, sort of like very, let me see, like functional. And actually, you recognize a few of them from your previous trip. And the one in particular who you just snapped the bell down on, Kane, give me intelligence. Actually, everybody, Kane, Colleen, and Fallon, give me intelligence.
Nah.
These people.
Lulz. Okay, Fallon and Colleen, you guys... Well, Kane, you remember nothing, because last time you were here, you got drugged, and so you don't remember these people. Colleen and Fallon, this is the elf who supplied the drugs that knocked out Kane.
As he morphs, Kane's gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? Why you hiding?"
He looks at you and says, "Hello, Kane. What are you doing back in this neck of the woods?" And he has sort of an amused look in his eyes.
Just going back to the Underdark.
He looks at you and says, "Right. Would you like to come back to our camp?" The other elves sort of, they were kind of encircling you. They sort of move to just stand alongside this one, so as not to like give the impression they're trying to surround you or anything.
I don't know. We're in kind of a hurry.
He says, We've had to seal the way to the Underdark, Kane. Do you have a reason to go back down there?"
Yeah, we gotta go get Liliana.
He says, "Why don't you come back and at least talk to Medina? Our camp
Did I
is
get it
very
right,
close."
Casey?
Wait,
Did I get the name right?
what was the name you said?
I said Liliana.
No, it's Medina.
Dang it. I was so excited.
Okay. Yeah, I just sort of went past it because I didn't recognize it. Anyways, yeah.
I just turned back to everyone else. We gotta go to their camp. Don't worry, these guys they're fun. Looking at Maxis and Quiz.
Fallon, he winks at you. You remember that he gave you some of the knockout drug in the past. Anyone have aversion to following them back to their camp?
No.
All right, cool.
I mean, it doesn't sound like we have a choice, so.
I mean,
How come you know we're hiding from us?
you could resist, but he looks over and says,
Or trying to, I should say.
well, we do that with most everyone. It's mostly just force of habit. Although, if we decided that we didn't feel friendly towards you all, then, well, it certainly helps to start in an advantageous position. Wouldn't you agree?
I just usually go by the philosophy of not being seen ever.
He looks you over and actually gives sort of, like, looks at your cloak, gives like a slightly impressed look, says, I suppose you do. They guide you back to their camp.
It's nice.
And there's a small fire that a few of them are sitting around. The one who's been leading says, Medina, old friends. And Medina Linaricel, the leader of these druids who you met before, stands up and says, oh, welcome. And he says, she says, I don't recognize two of you. Colleen, Fallon, Gmork, and Kane I recognize, but to the others of you, my name is Medina Linaricel. I lead the Circle of Druids. Who might you be?
So this is a good friend of Max's. He's helped us out in a lot of fights. This is Quiz.
As Kane says Quiz's name, he puts a hand up and he goes into the same kind of tirade that he did when he first met the party, ending in the fact that he's Quizmilligus the Almighty.
Give me performance.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. As you
Oh,
go,
natural 20, nice.
yeah. So as you go, like through this sort of prepared speech about your exploits,
Yeah.
you know, at first you see Medina sort of her eyes sort of look up into the side, and then as you keep going and just sort of layer in all of these rich details, you see her sort of turn back and start looking at you like with actual interest. And as you wrap up your speech, she says, Quizmilligus, you say? If half the tales you tell are true, I'm surprised I've never heard of you before, but if nothing else, your powers of presentation are impressive.
I kind of bow at her a little bit with a cheesy grin on my face.
She says, right. Well, apparently I heard you all want to go back down. Slightly surprised given how last time worked out, but there are some things you should perhaps know before you do.
How did last time work out?
She looks at you and says, well, if I remember, you went in, and she thinks for a moment. Perhaps a week later, you came out with the other party, bedraggled, haggard, ill-supplied, not very successful, generally not wanting to go down again, but the stories that you told were curious, to say the least, although you didn't go into much detail.
So we didn't specify what our downfall was exactly.
And she thinks for a moment. And actually, let me think about this. I think you said something about Qui-Gons.
Maybe
But I
we'll
don't think
see
it was
Flint
just
Loop
that.
again.
So I did the talking.
You weren't very coherent, so you didn't really give very much away. And she thinks for a moment. I can't say I've heard of Blindploop. I hope I got that name right. I think. She looks at you. At any rate, since you left, we've been patrolling the near part of the tunnel. We've observed an increasing numbers of aberrant creatures, missing or extra limbs, strange tumors. Once we found a spider with a stinger like a scorpion. At any rate, we are stewards of these woods, so we sealed the tunnel for fear of contamination. But
Wait. We mentioned Qui-Gon Jinn, and Blindpoop. But did we mention Mind Flayers?
she thinks for a moment and says, she looks at you, that would explain why you just kept talking about tentacles.
Well, that may not actually explain that. So did we ever say Mind... Who
She thinks for a moment and says, to be
Flayers?
honest, I've not tried very hard to remember this. My memory is that you found a city of tentacle people. You were
Okay, now we're
chased
good.
by Qui-Gons, and you had to run away.
Now we're good.
Okay, fantastic.
So I wanted to make sure that we didn't jump again. Back timeline, because you didn't mention Mind Flayers. I was like, wait a second, Casey. I thought I caught you. Like, trying to be sneaky and shit.
Right. She says, you also mentioned trying to get some help from the fish people, but they were afraid of the tentacle people.
Kitty cat.
Anyways, it is getting a bit late, and you all do look perhaps a little, and she says, pardon any rudeness, but a little bit worse for wear. If you'd like to rest in the camp tonight, feel free. Any supplies you can help yourself to as well. If you'd rather get going right now, then I suppose we can open the tunnel for you, though.
What do you guys think?
Basically, I'm offering you a long rest if you want it.
I think a rest would be good. Most good.
We might as well do it here where we're safe as opposed to trying to do it in the fucking Underdark.
And I would like to top off on rations.
Okay. Yeah, so any, like, what? So they can help you out with, like, basic arrows, rations, stuff like that. So you can feel free to just add that kind of stuff back up to, like, a normal level.
Is 15 normal for rations?
15 is... So, like, your burglar's pack automatically will have, I think, 5 in it.
Is it only 5?
Yeah, burglar's pack has 5 days of rations. If you want additional, those weigh 2 pounds each. But you could potentially throw them in the
water
back of the hold.
flask. Oh, there's a water skin.
Yeah, so basically remember,
rations.
like, I give you your basic pack, and I think I gave you a few extra things just sort of for free. But, like, you know, I mean, one option would be if you just wanted to, like, load up the bag of holding with some spare rations in case you guys' normal supplies run low. Looks like you can hold, like, well, I guess it's only, like, 9.
Wait, AKC.
Yeah.
How come the barrel of scotch and the armor is still, that's still in the bag?
I forgot to remove it. Never mind. You can load up a lot more. Just a sec. Yeah, so if you want, you can just, like, load up your bag with emergency food.
How much do we think we'll need?
I mean, I figure like a week's worth of food and water for each of us.
Like a week for everybody.
So depending on your pack, you might already have a fair amount. Some of you
But like
might-
as emergencies.
Yeah, so anyone with a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack will have 10 days of rations automatically, along with that. And anyone with a different pack will have less.
Can I just say that I refilled my Explorer's pack?
Yes.
Because we used some on the glacier.
Yep.
So can we just stock up on like what 35 pounds of rations and however much
Yeah,
water?
you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll just throw 20 days of rations in the bag.
Yeah, that should be good.
All right.
It's for there for like who knows how long.
Yep. All right. Cool. I'm thinking sort of skip past the night in the Druid camp unless anyone's looking to get anything in particular out of it.
No, we're
Nope.
good.
Okay, cool. All right, and just for the record, Colleen, the other 2 uses of your spell will have expired at this point, so you see sort of the light in the bird cage and the little cage go out. All right, and in the morning, you wake up, you sort of, greet each other, not a whole lot to talk about. You're given some breakfast, and you make your way over to the entrance to the tunnel. You see that they've sort of basically just built a little bit of like a structure and rolled a really big rock in front of it. So unless one of you like really wants to help move a giant rock, a bunch of
Do
them.
this.
Okay, yeah. Give me athletics.
Oh. That's with a 1, and I got a 13.
Yep, but it's a crit fail. So, so you wander. So you see this giant rock, and you see them sort of start to gather up like a whole bunch of people to like sort of lever it and move it out of the way, and you just sort of look over and just sort of nod. Oh, and by the way, Maxis, you will be at 2 more days of the effects of your bracers at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just sort of wander over and sort of lean into it, and maybe you're still feeling the after effects. Maybe it's just too early in the morning. Maybe you need to find your anti-drug, but you do not have it today. And the rest of you, you've never seen Maxis so ineffective at feats of strength in his life before. This rock does not budge. But
Don't worry, Maxis. Every man does trouble before me in his lifetime.
I think fucking salts might be bad for you guys. I don't know what the deal is.
But
I've never seen him succeed before, so my image of him.
Lol.
Feeling confident.
Those muscles are just for show.
As you strain at the rock, though, the elves come in and sort of fill in around you, and the rock finally does budge out of the way. They open it just sort of like a little bit wider than needed for Maxis to comfortably walk through, and then they sort of back off, and Medina says, it occurs to me I never actually asked what you all are planning to do down there. I suppose I don't need to know, but is there anything else?
Same as last time.
She looks at you and says, "Oh, I thought we'd given up on that, but you do seem perhaps somehow more capable now. Anyways, good luck."
Let's just say we're new people.
She says, "Fair enough." And then she thinks for a moment and says, "Last time you went down, I provided you with small light crystals. Do you still have those with you? I can supply a few more if you need it.
I actually still do have my glow crystal.
All right. For those of you who weren't there last time, she produces a small crystal. Basically, it just it's something you can use to make sort of a faint light around you.
I do
It's
not
It's
have
not as
that
good as a
crystal.
light spell, but it's like always active.
I will take one.
Yeah, I think I need one too. I do still have the clear stone, but I don't have light crystal.
Brilliant. So anyone who wants can add a glow crystal to your inventory. I think I made them 0.1, if I remember right.
Hey, KC, what does
Yeah.
the goggles of night do?
They give you
Just
dark
doesn't-
vision to 60 feet.
Okay, so I'm good,
So let me think.
right?
Oh wait, I guess I don't
Except
actually need
in
this.
absolute pitch black. Like if there is literally no light, then you would need like blind sight.
But if we get the crystal,
But even like the faint light that you would be given by default, because this is a fantasy setting, yes, you would be able to see out to 60.
Could
Okay.
I thread this onto my necklace with the other stuff?
Yes.
Or one of my necklaces? Sweet.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess I'll tuck it in my shirt, and then I'm gonna put on the blind sight helmet and just flip the visor down.
Oh, okay.
If we're going in this, hey,
Yep.
does it have like a limit on how long I can use that, or is it just?
I believe not actually, but let me double check the rules for that. Let me see. I've still got it here. So that.
What were those crystals?
Yeah, no, it does require attunement. So I'll say you attuned on the way. I'll say you attuned on the ride over. That's fine. But it will take one of your 3 attunement slots. But yeah, just.
I think the only thing that I have is the bracers attuned right now.
Okay. So yeah, so basically, it's just that if you have the visor down on the helmet, you have no normal vision, but blind sight to 120. If you have the visor up, then it's not active.
Okay.
And bonus action to change that.
Could I have attuned my the cape last night too?
Yes. So yes. Oh wait, the cape doesn't need attunement.
Oh, the cape doesn't? Sweet.
Nope. Yeah, so glow crystal, 0.1 pounds. I think it makes just like, I'd have to double check, but I think it's like a 15 feet of faint light around you is basically what it gives you.
Who took the other cloak of protection?
I think Maxis has it.
Yeah, I do. Should I give him a cape so that he can be super fly? Do you wear capes?
I guess would be able to wear a cloak of protection.
Sure.
Alright, here you go. Try not to die.
Alright, and Quizmilligus, I will say that this happened earlier as well, so you can have it attuned if you would like. So this is a cloak of protection, gives you +1 to AC and to all saving throws.
Okay.
So let me know once you finish editing your inventory. I can make a quick edit to your character sheet to make the AC and saving throw thing just like auto go in there. 1 pound for that.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little gear here, and I'm going to, so let me see, it's going to be, I'm going to change the AC here to be 14 plus Dex, and I am going to, where is that?
The saves are in the middle.
Oh, do I have to, no, that's attribute. Oh, there we go, global saving throw modifier. Change that to 1. All right, so cool. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you all descend into the tunnel. The first part of the tunnel, and the map confirms this, doesn't give a whole lot of options. It's basically just the same thing that you explored on your way before. Although those of you who made this journey before, let me just get rid of all the folks.
Halil, no!
Yeah, I haven't edited this map
I
since
saw
those
Halil and
days.
Johan there.
All right. So you're coming in from down here. The first chamber that you pass through is filled with this glowing moss, and just a number of like small cave creatures, little pools of water, stuff like that. You do notice as you pass through that those of you who were here before it glowed a faint green. Now the moss is glowing sort of a faint purple. And as you make your way through this tunnel into this chamber, which, if you remember, my image of this before was this right here. This chamber that was previously full of these giant quartz crystals. The crystals seem distorted now. They make these odd sort of spiraling, almost fractal patterns, sort of growing up and then splitting and curling and splitting again before terminating.
What do you mean the light's cool? Like, describe it to me, because I can't see. No, just perfect.
Wait, what's going on? I'm sorry.
I have blind sight, so I can't see any of this shit.
Well, I mean, you can see shapes more clearly than everybody else.
Oh yeah, but all the lights and stuff, like
right. Yeah, if you're literally passing through, never like if you even took a peek out from your visor at any point, you would see this because it's sort of all over the place. But yeah, if you literally never pulled it up, you would just see the shapes, not the colors. Okay, so, but yeah, you, and I'm assuming, by the way, like there are these other areas marked, but it appears not to lead anywhere. So the way forward is to sort of go the same way that you went last time. So if I don't hear otherwise, I'll assume you're headed that way.
Yeah, Quiz is just gonna follow because he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
Cool. So you pass through this next tunnel, and actually I'm gonna just switch to something atmospheric here. So you pass through the quartz chamber into another smaller tunnel. You reach a ledge where the three of you who were here before, when you were here before, you actually climbed that ledge and went down another short tunnel, which is where you found a certain ruby. But you don't go that way this time. You continue on into another chamber where you fought some troglodytes the first time you were down. Again, somewhat surprisingly, you make your way through uneventfully. Through a fairly standard-looking underground, chamber. There's dirt, there's rock, there's little pools of water.
I guess as we're going, by the way, I'm just gonna keep my eyes and ears peeled for things, and nose, all my senses. I'm feeling the wall.
If you would like, you can give me perception. Yeah, you do hear the skittering of small cave creatures. You hear the occasional little ploop of water. At no point do you hear anything that sounds like the stride or the call of like a larger or more intelligent creature. You finally do make your way to the end of that cavern, which is where the way forward branches into three paths. When you were here before, you took the middle path, which led you to the Quotoa city of Indplur. So these are
Yeah,
basically
just
fish
like that.
people. And that is where, of course, you met the great god Blin Ploop.
Fucking fish people.
Now, with the benefit of the map that the drow gave you, you know where the other roads go. The right path seems to lead away from where you want to go. It's marked as leading to the Durgar city of Ignos. Durgar being basically underground dwarves. The left path leads to the drow city of Inkarin. So let me give you these names real quick. So Ignos is one of the few names I've made up that's easy. Inkarin is spelled like that. So this is presumably, maybe, where the drow you met are originally from. You also remember when you were there before that... in fact, I don't remember... Oh yeah, I think that's what you picked up on. Like, before when you were here, the Quaggoths were somehow sort of under the foot of the drow, if you will. So you gathered that the city was off in a direction that you never went. What you now learn, and let me switch over to this other map real quick, is basically that, so when you came here before, you went through here to Indplur, and you made your way sort of down, and you took this really sort of long meandering route to get to Undrosk, which is where you want to go before, where you want to go now. You learned that if you just sort of continued off in this direction a little bit, that is the way to the Drow City. So in order to get to Undrosk now, you sort of have two possible paths. One is to continue forward, like you did before, which will definitely take you to Indplur, which is where the Quoto are. The other path is to head off in this direction, which, again, there's no way around passing the Drow City if you go that direction, but then you can join back onto this path, or it's sort of coming... Actually, let me just draw this real quick. The path to the Drow City is going to be something kind of like this, with the city sort of being in this direction. And then you could make your way down that way.
Aren't we cool with the drow? Is there a reason we need to avoid their city?
I don't think anyone's ever cool with the drow.
But we get, like, permission, though. Like...
I will remind you, you met one group of them. You don't understand their social standing, or whether claiming to have met two of them would carry any weight.
How did your interaction with the fish people go the last?
Really well.
I want to murder them.
They were my friends.
They must all die.
They introduced us to a god that gave us magical powers.
Well,
That will later be removed by the god that sent us down.
well,
Yeah, but they were still nice.
as I have never been down here, I will leave it to the four of you to decide our path.
Dude, I've never been.
Three of you.
I think...
Two of us, because Valen's dead.
Fallon might have died.
Fallon.
He sometimes
No.
falls asleep mid-session.
It seems
He's here.
we're at an impasse.
That's fair.
Fallon, you got a tiebreaker.
Oh my gosh. I can't see his video, but I just assume
What's
that
up?
he's... Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's up now.
You gotta... That's why I laughed.
you-
He woke up right as he started talking about him being asleep.
You have to break our tie, because I want to go to the fish people, and Kane wants to go to the Drow City. And we have to get to here, and we can either go to the Drow City or through the fish people to get there.
Kane is low. That doesn't help.
I mean, technically,
Okay,
10 is on
out
the
of
lower
character-
half of a d20.
Out of character, I will say it's probably better to go to the fish people because they were like outwardly aggressive, and even if they were, we could kill them back then. So.
Why would we go to the fish people?
Because we've done it
Because the
before.
drow are unknowns.
Yeah, it's a known path.
Yeah, but we just ran into some drow.
Casey explained that meeting 2 drow does not necessarily mean that the rest of the drow will be nice to us.
Basically that.
Well, I mean,
this is
if
just
we go to the
something you
fish
know.
people, do we get to fight Blinploop?
Maybe.
Let's do it.
I hope we can kill it.
Alright, so you're gonna head off to Inflor in hopes of meeting Blinploop again and fighting him.
Let's go.
As long as we can kill it, Kane doesn't mind seeing him again.
Alright,
I thought you guys liked the fish people. Goodness.
He's gonna imbue us with powers and time.
We like the fish people, but the fish people worshipped the aberration that gave us magical powers.
Mm.
And because we were friendly with them, we got magical powers and not our minds eaten.
Alright,
Okay.
So Kane originally wanted to go meet some drow, but after Fowlin mentions the possibility of killing Blinploop, Kane changes entirely. And you're now of one mind that you want to head back towards Inflor the same way that you went before.
Sure.
So as you start to go on, you realize you've been walking for a while now. Maybe time for a little lunch. So you go ahead and do that. Actually, I would like everyone to just in case, just because I don't know how this is going to go. Let's track our rations while we're underground. So everyone deduct 1 rations. Make yourself a little list of how many you have. We can steal from the bag of holding if we need to.
So deduct 1 day of ration, just as I have days of ration.
Yeah, so we'll just do it now.
Okay.
I'm not going to deduct for every meal. I'm just deducting for the whole day now.
Okay.
Cool. Anyone need a moment or any clarification for that, or are we good to continue?
No.
Nope.
Cool. All right. And then after your lunch, you stand up and are like, "Oh, hey, let's not waste our time here." So you continue. And finally, you pass into an open cavern, dully lit by the violet glow of moss on the walls, and a dull yellow light that shines from the depths of an underground lake. You're walking across a narrow strip of land that wanders between stone ruins to the cavern's exit on the other side. Then a voice, garbled as though belonging to a creature more accustomed to breathing water, echoes through the cavern. "You, travelers from the surface, when last you visited our city, you stole from our treasury. You killed our citizens. Turn around now and you may yet be spared Blinploop's retribution."
Did we kill them?
Like us. That was probably somebody else.
I don't think we killed them. No. We're all friendly.
The voice, by the way, is coming from over here. And it says, "It is true that I do not recognize all among you, but I recognize 3 of you well enough."
I remember Stick Lady.
Got us all wrong.
Do I?
Yep.
I merely seek to guard our city from your menace.
We're just passing through. We have no interest in your city.
If we wanted to menace, there's not much you could do.
Truly, I agree there is not much that I myself could do to stop you. But nonetheless, I must insist that for the well-being of my city, you please desist in your path. This way leads only to Inflora. I cannot trust the likes of you surface folks.
Look, man, we were just trying to get to the other side to that tunnel. Not even the other side. Then we're going that way because we got other places to be. We're not interested in the city. Now, if you want us to kill you on the way there, I'd be happy to oblige. Or you could just let us go our way to not your city, just to the other tunnel.
He's kind of far away, but there's sort of heavy silence for a moment. Then he says, if you will not desist, then there is no choice. And then there is a rush from the water next to you as
Tentacles.
the great god Blindloop arises from the depths.
Oh, fuck.
And that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
We'll send him back down.
Oh, man, I want to fight him now, though.
Well, let's let him grab Kane, and then we'll sink him.
We
Note
should
to,
in water.
He is not grabbing Kane, like.
note to self: don't let Kane talk.
Oh, by the way, I was kind of forcing this combat on you. Let's be real.
Very good note to
Just
self.
to set the atmosphere, I forgot to set the atmosphere a little bit, but the ground is sort of like slimy and wet in this area, and the water sort of looks foul. At any rate, we will
Let's
pick up
do the time warp again
next time with this merry little episode. For now, anyone who might be there, if you've actually watched all the episodes this far, then I would urge you to find an RPG show with better production values. Have a good night, everybody.